Hi, I'm Nathan Chen, and this is the story of how my sister's attempt to push me out of our family company became the biggest professional mistake of her life. Sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one you should watch out for. Chen Technologies has been our family's legacy for over 30 years. My father, David Chen, built it from scratch in our garage, turning his brilliant ideas into a tech empire. Growing up, my sister Amanda and I spent countless hours in that garage, watching him work his magic with circuits and code. While Amanda inherited Dad's charisma and business savvy, I took after his innovative spirit. She excelled at presentations and networking. I thrived in the lab, working on new ideas and solutions. We were supposed to be the perfect team, her business acumen and my technical expertise carrying our father's legacy forward. That was the plan anyway. Everything changed when Dad had a stroke. He survived, but the doctors advised him to step back from daily operations. The board needed to appoint a new CEO, and everyone assumed it would be a joint leadership between Amanda and me. I still remember that emergency board meeting like it was yesterday. The mahogany conference room was packed with members waiting to hear the succession plan. Amanda sat at the head of the table, immaculate in her designer suit, while I sat quietly in my usual spot, still wearing my lab coat. "Gentlemen," Amanda began, her voice confident and clear. "We need strong, unified leadership to take Chen Technologies into the future. Someone who understands not just the technology but also the business landscape. Someone who can be the face of our company." I should have seen it coming. "While my brother Nathan is competent in the lab," she continued smoothly, "leadership requires more than technical skills. It requires vision, presence, and the ability to inspire confidence in our shareholders." One by one, she listed my perceived shortcomings. The presentations I fumbled, the investor meetings I skipped to work on prototypes, my lack of executive polish. She painted me as a brilliant but socially awkward scientist who could never lead a major corporation. The board nodded along. They had always been more comfortable with Amanda's polished corporate style than my hands-on approach. "Therefore," she concluded, "I propose that I assume the role of CEO with Nathan transitioning to a pure research position. No management responsibilities." The vote was unanimous. Amanda won. But she wasn't finished. Over the next 6 months, she systematically dismantled my authority. My research budget was cut. My team was reassigned. Every proposal I submitted was rejected or buried in endless delays. "It's just business, little brother," she'd say casually, not even looking up from her phone. "We need to focus on marketable products, not your pet projects." The final straw came during our annual innovation summit. I had been working on a revolutionary new chip design, something that could put us years ahead of competitors. But when I tried to present it, Amanda shut me down in front of everyone. "Nathan," she sighed dramatically, "some people just aren't cut out for this level of business. Maybe it's time you explore opportunities elsewhere." The room went silent. Even our father, attending his first company event since his stroke, shifted uncomfortably in his seat. The next morning, Amanda summoned me to her office. "I've prepared a resignation agreement," she said coolly, sliding a document across her desk. "A very generous severance package. You can keep working on your little inventions at home." "And if I refuse?" I asked. She smiled, though her eyes stayed cold. "Then I'll take more direct action. The board has already approved a restructuring plan that eliminates your position. This way you get to leave with dignity." I signed the papers without protest. Amanda looked almost disappointed. "Always the quiet one," she mused. "That's your problem, Nathan. You never learned to stand up for yourself." I left her office without a word, stopping by the lab one last time to collect my notebooks. As I packed, my phone buzzed with a message from our patent attorney, Maria. "Everything is registered and confirmed. They haven't noticed." I smiled. Amanda had been so busy grabbing power that she overlooked one crucial detail: who actually owned the intellectual property rights to our most important innovations. You see, while Amanda was busy playing corporate politics, I had been quietly protecting our father's legacy and my own work. Every major patent from the past 5 years had been registered under my personal holding company, with Dad's full knowledge and approval. Chen Technologies had simply been licensing the technology. That agreement expired the moment my employment ended. And in 3 weeks, Chen Technologies was scheduled to launch their biggest product line ever. All based on technology one owned. As I walked out, I glanced at the company's mission statement mounted in the lobby. Innovation through integrity. Dad's favorite phrase. "Don't worry, Dad," I whispered. "Let's see how innovative Amanda can be now." The day of Chen Technologies' big launch arrived with all the fanfare Amanda loved. She rented out the city's most prestigious convention center, invited every major tech journalist in the country, and even hired celebrities to attend. The company's stock was at an all-time high in anticipation. I watched the live stream from my home office, surrounded by the patents that were about to change everything. Right on schedule, Amanda took the stage to thunderous applause. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, radiant in the spotlight, "today Chen Technologies will revolutionize the industry with our quantum processing architecture." That's when my lawyer sent cease and desist letters to the company, the board members, and every major media outlet covering the event. The reaction was almost instantaneous. I watched Amanda's face freeze mid-sentence as an aide rushed onto the stage and whispered in her ear. The confident smile vanished. I will be taking a brief recess," she stammered. "Technical difficulties." My phone started buzzing immediately. Amanda's name flashed across the screen, followed by messages from board members and even from our father. I ignored them all. Instead, I sent one text to Maria. "Proceed with phase 2. Within hours, Chen Technologies' stock began plummeting as news broke that the company didn't own the rights to its flagship technology. Emergency board meetings were called. The launch was indefinitely postponed. Amanda's perfectly orchestrated triumph had turned into a nightmare. Finally, I answered my phone. "What did you do?" Amanda screamed. "Do you have any idea what you've just done to our company?" "Our company?" I replied calmly. "I thought you made it clear it wasn't mine anymore. I'm just protecting my intellectual property." "What are you talking about?" she demanded. "Check the patent office records, sister dear," I said. "Every major innovation Chen Technologies plan to announce today, every single one, is registered to my holding company NC Innovations. The company's been operating under a licensing agreement, which terminated the moment I was forced to resign." The silence on the other end was deafening. That's impossible," she whispered. "Dad would never." "Dad knew exactly what I was doing," I cut in. "He learned long ago not to underestimate the quiet one in the room. While you were busy playing Xiao, I was protecting our family's real legacy, the innovation that built this company." The next few days were chaos. Chen Technologies' stock dropped 60% as investors panicked. Amanda tried to claim the patents belonged to the company, but Maria had bulletproof documentation proving otherwise. Every invention, every innovation I had developed over the past 5 years was legally mine. The board called another emergency meeting. This time I attended in person, sitting quietly at the far end of the table while Amanda scrambled to explain how she had lost control of the company's core intellectual property. "We have 2 options," I said finally, breaking the tension. "Option 1. I take my patents and start my own company, leaving Chen Technologies with nothing but obsolete technology." "You wouldn't dare," Amanda hissed. "It would kill Dad to see his company destroyed." "Option 2. I continued evenly, ignoring her interruption. "We restructure. I return as co-CEO with full control over R&D and product development. Amanda handles sales and marketing, what she's actually good at. Equal partnership just like Dad always wanted." The board voted immediately. Amanda had no choice but to agree. That evening, Dad came to see me. He looked older, tired, but his eyes were clear. "You knew," I said quietly. "You knew she would try to push me out." He nodded slowly. "Amanda's like me when I was younger. Ambitious, aggressive. But she forgot what really built this company." He picked up one of my old notebooks. It wasn't fancy presentations or stock prices. It was this, the innovation. The dedication to creating something new. The restructuring took time, but eventually Chen Technologies emerged stronger than ever. Amanda and I learned to work together, each focusing on our strengths. She still handles the spotlight, but now she makes sure to give credit where it's due. Last month we had a family dinner, the first since everything happened. As we sat in Dad's dining room, Amanda raised her glass. "To my little brother," she said, her voice sincere for once. "Who taught me that true power isn't always about who shouts the loudest." I nodded, accepting the olive branch. "To family," I replied. and to remembering what really matters. Dad smiled, watching his children finally work together, just as he had always hoped. Yesterday, a young intern asked me why I didn't just take my patents and start my own company. Why not show Amanda what real failure feels like? I showed him the old family photo we still keep in the lobby, taken in front of Dad's garage where it all began. Because some things are worth more than revenge, I told him. Sometimes the biggest victory isn't destroying what others built, but showing them a better way to build together. Next month, Chen Technologies celebrates its 35th anniversary. Amanda and I will give the keynote speech together, her presenting the business vision, me unveiling the technology. Dad will be in the front row watching his legacy live on through both his children. And that garage where it all started. We've turned it into an innovation lab for young engineers. On the wall beside Dad's old workbench hangs a new sign. Success isn't about being the loudest in the room. Sometimes it's about being the wisest.